I'm at the very beautiful coastline of KK, Kota Kinabalu. So before coming to KK, I was told by many of my friends that East Malaysia food is solid. Yeah, which is the reason why I'm here for, to taste the food. In fact, I've not even kind of pinned the place on the map to go to, other than I think my Google map has got all the food place but none of the tourist attraction. That's pretty interesting. I think I've never done it before. So during this trip, I'm here to kind of pin down the best local food you can find in Kota Kinabalu. Yeah. So it's not my intention to so-called make a comparison between Singapore or Sabah, for that matter. I think to me, food is the universal language. Okay, just like music. Okay, so there's no such thing called your food or my food. Okay, so what I'm just doing here is to critically kind of evaluate those food that I've eaten. And I think bear in mind that, okay, this is just my own personal preference. Okay, so everyone has their own taste bud. Okay, they have their own preference. Okay, sometimes they do like their food to be a little bit more salty, more sweet, and all those things. Okay, so I have my own preference. Okay, so please don't begrudge. Okay, whenever when I make comment. Okay, I think while in Singapore, I'm also kind of pretty critical about the food that I've eaten. Okay, so I think food is just food. Okay, so let's not bring nationalism into the picture. Yeah. So meantime, enjoy the great sea view. So I was here yesterday, but yesterday it was pitch dark. Okay, so this is what it is like during daytime. It's a promenade. Remember the fish, the swordfish there. And this I Love KK logo over here. And over there is so-called a seafood corner. Quite beautiful coastline of KK. Right at the foot of the Signal Hill, there's this coffee shop by the name of King Wan Hin. So it's a traditional name, but managed to get a restoration recently. I think they kind of specialize in coffee shop stuff. Okay. I've ordered a bun tart and now waiting for my curry noodles. I'm waiting for my curry noodle to come, so I've got my coffee here. Alright, let me just do a sample taste of this bun tart. So what you have here is the local coffee. Okay, I think compared to Brunei coffee, I think this comes closer to what I have at home in Singapore. But I think it's a little bit, it could have been better if it's thick enough. Let me try the back part. More like a tourist crowd. Yeah. Although there's a lot of local here. So my curry noodle has arrived. So this is how it looks like. Not a big bowl. Look at my twist. I think it's probably just slightly bigger than my palm. I do like the Malaysian style. Sterilizing the culinary. Yeah. So the chopsticks and the spoons. sterilize it. And right, I think I will just taste the soup. You know, how is it like? Pretty rich. The soup is pretty rich. And then this is the what do you call it? I forgot what's that. Ganshui meat, I think so. Yeah. Nice, pretty hearty. Especially I couldn't get my hands on Ifong Laksa, so I think this is a good alternative. So this is priced at 10 ringgit, coffee 1.5, and sorry, this is 2.5, and the tan tart costs 150 ringgit. I mean, relatively reasonable price. I think there are 3 medium-sized pots. Not very big. I think translate to Singapore dollars is about 330. I think you can't get much 330 nowadays in Singapore. So I still reckon it's a good value for money. They actually make the bun in their kitchen. Oh, that's pretty interesting. So this is their bun selection. Yep, just finished my hearty meal at Heng Wan Hin. Yeah. So on a scale of A, B, C, D, I will rate it as a B. On the whole, nice food, pretty reasonable price. I mean, when you compare it with Singapore. But in my opinion, just my humble opinion, okay, that it lacks that factor, yeah, to be very distinctively their location. Yeah, I hope I can articulate that properly. Yeah. Surya Sabah. You won't be able to miss this gigantic shopping mall here. Yeah, it's situated at the heart of KK. The best place that you want to go in the afternoon heat or late morning heat like right now is to go in and blow aircon. Okay, yeah. So get some cold drinks in there. Let the aircon breeze kind of blow that hot air around you, which is what I'm going to do right now. Oh, it's pretty hot, frankly. The Chinese New Year decor is still hanging up there. Yeah, even though I think we are over Chinese New Year already. Ooh. Look at that. Oh, so comfortable in an aircon building. So this is the biggest mall in KK, and I believe in the whole Sabah as well. It is the usual state of affairs here at this Sabah shopping center. Nothing very interesting here, except the fact that This shopping mall is huge. Lots of aircon. Yeah. So a place you can actually kind of Skype in the entire afternoon while waiting for the weather out there to cool down. The cinema, the supermarket is right at the 8th floor. So this is the foyer. These are the remaining 3 floors. I'm currently at the 5th floor here. Let's go up and see. Here's the top floor of the shopping mall, where you can find the cinemas. In fact, it's a 8 cinema cineplex. Yeah, I'm not watching movie anyway. Let me see what's. Oh, so these are the movies I can catch today. Yeah. Okay. I'm running short of time, so no time for a movie. So at some sneaky corner on the top floor, you can actually go up there to this corner if you want to have a view of the sea. Yeah, I think very much blocked. Okay, so you just need to kind of zoom in your camera lens. Yeah, yep. There's a free way of watching the sea view, other than checking in Hyatt Hotel or staying in the expensive houses facing the sea. Yeah, so this is the cheap and dirty way of doing it. Located just right in front of Surya Sabah is this very unique place. You see all the so-called pillars without any buildings. So this is one of the so-called oldest building in Sabah, or KK rather. So there are 3 altogether. So we have seen one earlier at the Atkinson Clock Tower. So this is the second one. So this used to house the old welfare building. So after the World War II, okay, so yeah, everything else is being bombed down except for these 3 older structure. So what's left of this welfare home is just all these pillars. Yeah, all these pillars. So every now and then these pillars are decorated with graffiti. So for this time round, okay, the theme is underwater. Yeah, so you get to see all the whales and the sharks up there. The sharks. So we are effectively underwater. Okay, so this guy is canoeing there, and you see turtles up there. Yeah, so we're like underwater. Ooh. Yep. So this is the one of the 3 oldest building. Yeah. So the last oldest building is at Gaya Street, which is right up there. Yeah. Which hopefully we can find it later. Yeah. I do like this setups. I think this installation is cute. Ooh. So just a stone throw away from where we came from, the welfare building is this Jalan Gaya Street. Okay. Behind me, okay, so this Sabah tourism board. So here lies the third of the oldest building over here in Kota Kinabalu. Okay, so I think among all the buildings, I think this building is the biggest of the three. So apparently, I think what I read was that this whole place was Kota Kinabalu was massively bombed during the World War II. So what makes this place escape the bombing was that they removed the rooftop, so to give the impression to the bombers that, oh, so this building has been demolished. I think that's the so-called, that's how they managed to escape being bombed. Pretty interesting. So this is what inside the Sabah tourism board. Basically, it's an office. Yeah. So one very useful tips that I asked the officer in there was that, if Ifong Laksa is closed, so is there any alternative? So actually, I think his advice given to me is that, well, you can go to Kinabalu coffee shop. Kinabalu coffee shop. I think that's very familiar. Did I go there yesterday? Yes. Yeah, I think that's the one. Okay. So in the absence of this Ifong Laksa, and in order for me to try the local Laksa, I will go back again, yeah, to the coffee shop. Life goes back in a circle.